Hello there, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, and we have your September 2025 money and career reading coming out here for you. So we are in eclipse season here. Okay, so September 7th, we've got a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces. This is occurring less than a week after Saturn goes retrograde in Pisces. So Saturn is already retrograde in Aries, but as of the 1st of September, will tiptoe back into Pisces. Around the same time, again, a couple of days before the eclipse on September 5th, your planetary ruler in the modern day, Uranus, is going retrograde in the sign of Gemini. Okay, so Uranus in Gemini can bring new exciting ideas, new people, new events, all these kind of things, very social, very chatty. But Uranus, of course, you're very used to Uranus energy, or so you should. And this can be where we do maybe get some surprises. We do have some maybe repeated things that come up that we have to deal with. It's like, oh, I thought I dealt with this thing already. So there could be something that comes back around. But a retrograde energy can often be a time of reflection. Reflect, refocus, regroup, renew, reassess, reevaluate, and sometimes revive. So we can now sometimes get second chances, but with Uranus at play, second chances can come from people, Gemini, very people-y, or it could come from unexpected sources. And of course, remember, Saturn retrograde into Pisces. Saturn is your traditional planetary rulers. So both of your planetary rulers in the modern day and in the olden days, there are both retrograde. So Pisces and Gemini energy, it can be that perhaps there's multiple opportunities to make your dreams come true. Right? Saturn can be about making your dreams come true, but we've got to get focused. We've got to get real, got to come down to reality, get our head out of the clouds, right? It's okay to have your head in the clouds. It's okay to be imaginative and, have a fantasy about something, right? But if we really want it, Saturn is like, okay, well, let's get down to business. Let's get real. Let's do something about it. So there could be something you've been dreaming about, something that you really want, but we just need to kind of take that step back and say, okay, how do I make this happen? And Uranus is helping you to be actually really quite innovative in how to make things happen. So maybe follow the unbeaten path. Try something that maybe someone told you you couldn't. Let that rebelliousness shine there, Aquarius. But you just never know. Right. But again, there can potentially be with retrogrades, there can potentially be this sense of revival, this sense of renewal. So renewed prospects, second chances at something that you thought had either passed you by or something that you had walked away from. Perhaps there's some career path that you wanted to follow when you were a little bit younger, and people kept telling you you couldn't. And perhaps you really hadn't embraced your personal power at that time, but it's a little bit different now. So sometimes we're kind of looking at our life situation and we're like, what do I want to change? How do I feel more fulfilled on a day-to-day? So other than that lunar eclipse, which can bring us closure, we can be shutting a chapter, it can also bring things to fruition for us, but usually in weird and unexpected ways, especially with Uranus at play there. Okay, but ultimately we're in Virgo season here, guys. New moon in Virgo, 22nd, 23rd of August, right? Depending on where you happen to be on the planet. And then we've got another new moon in the sign of Virgo, September 21st. However, this one will be a solar eclipse, right? So eclipses do follow each other. And so we got the lunar one and then we've got the solar. So solar eclipse is a new moon. It is in Virgo again. So bookending Virgo new moons, bookending the majority of our month before the sun goes into Libra. And the thing is Virgo is about just our day to day. How do I make my day-to-day life better? And it does affect your work, right? Your daily work. What do you do for a living? We're not necessarily talking about the money, the cash, right? Obviously, if you work, you should get money, you should get cash, right? But not so much focused on the money. We're focused on our day-to-day lives, right? Is my work sucking my energy? Am I getting paid what I'm worth? Am I wasting 3 hours a day in the car commuting to my job? Can I do something better? And Virgo energy, Virgo rules our 6th house of health, happiness, and well-being. Our daily habits, our daily patterns, the things we do day in and day out, right? And how do I make that better? And often in Virgo energy, it's the little things that we do that can enhance our lives, those little changes that we make that can actually end up having a big effect in some way. So some of you here are maybe going to turn the page a little bit, and instead of doing everything for everyone else all the time, you might decide, I'm going to spend a little bit of money on myself. I'm going to find myself, maybe your back is always sore. Maybe you're sitting down too much in your work day, or maybe you just haven't done something nice for yourself for a while. So you might spend a little bit of money. Maybe you go and get a massage. Maybe you join a class that can be fun, but also either enlightening, educational, or can maybe help you get more physically active, right? So we're spending a little bit of money and time on ourselves. But especially as far as our money, our career goes, right? Are you happy in the career path? Are there things going on at work? Eclipse season can bring fated events. It can bring changes. It can bring sudden, unexpected departures or closures in our life, but it can also bring sudden, unexpected new beginnings as well, right? Sometimes eclipse season leaves us in shock and awe, okay? But the general theme of eclipses and eclipse season is change, right? And so sometimes it's other people that are making changes around us, and we're just observing and we're saying, okay, I'm just going to see how this plays out. And so someone around you in your workplace could be changing, and maybe it leaves a position open for you. Maybe you can hop on the gravy train before they, start advertising publicly. Maybe you go to your boss and say, hey, I want this. I'll be good at this. I've done all of these things. I'm ready, right? And so sometimes the changes other people make can actually open the door for opportunity for us. But certainly whenever Uranus is at play, which it is, we can expect the unexpected, all right? So go with the flow, go with the current. Okay, don't resist the changes that are happening around you, because some of them might be completely out of left field. You might even wake up one day and say, today is the day I am done with my job. I need something better. And you walk in and you hand in your resignation notice, but it's been percolating for a while. So it's not a surprise to you, but it might be a surprise to other people. And the urge to do this might be really overwhelming. Do what feels right. You're not all going to be in that situation, but if that's you, do what feels right. I'm an Aquarius sun myself, and let me tell you, I don't know about you guys, but 2025 so far has been one hell of a roller coaster in my workplace, right? Not so much at home. It's nice, right? It's nice. I live alone. It's great. No one touches my stuff, and I have a very zen vibe throughout my entire throughout my home, right? But at work, whew, man, oh man, right? Just one thing after another after the other. And 6 months has, more than that, 8 months has gone by, and I don't even know where it went, right? Unfortunately, I do manage a whole bunch of people, and, so things that they do and changes that they're making have, of course, obviously affected me and affected me directly, right? So, sometimes it's the things that other people do that that impact you in some way. All right. But again, it can open the door for opportunity, or put you in the spotlight in some way. You just never know. So eclipses, just expect the unexpected. So let's see what we've got for you. Surrendering to the journey, release control, go with the flow. That's your best advice for your whole month, right? Some of you, there could just be some little things that happen. We do get fated events that happen with eclipses. Sometimes they take a while to play out, and sometimes it's immediate. All right. But this is very Six of Swords kind of energy. Go with the flow. Remember, you're guided and protected. Some of you might be looking to move, make some sort of moves, leave your current situation and step into something a little bit better. Just go with the flow. And, remember, timing, you're not always in control of timing. Okay. And so sometimes patience is very much necessary, and recognizing when the right time is to do something or to make some move. You'll know it. You're very intuitive there, Aquarius. Okay. And the signs will guide you. Your energy will guide you. But whatever your situation is, go with the flow. And we have impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. Have you hit a brick wall? Have you hit that proverbial glass ceiling? Is something not working no matter how much you bang your head against that brick wall that has all of a sudden appeared across our pathway? So we're at an impasse in some way. This requires change. So whether it's some very small changes of dealing with people or a situation or your money or your habits in a different way, right? Virgo energy does encourage us to do things better, and often with just little minor adjustments, right? Doesn't have to be earth shattering. And so, perhaps there's a person in your workplace that's causing you to constantly bang your head against a brick wall. This person just doesn't get it, or this person never carries their workload, and maybe you've been just dealing with them. You're usually pretty good at navigating how to deal with people, right? And you're very helpful at the same time, but that can work against you, right? Helping and being helpful and being there and available for other people and training and guiding and leading, all that kind of stuff, whether you want to or not. Sometimes people gravitate towards you, but you can only do so much. So we need to redirect our energy or redirect our focus somewhere, because whatever it is, you've got something here where you're not making progress, you're not moving forward, or you're just at this impasse, right? So now instead of going straight forward, now we got to change direction. Okay. This can also be dealing with people in your home. With money matters can make or break relationships sometimes, right? Money matters can really cause stress and tension in our home or in our relationships there as well. So there could be something here where you maybe need to agree to disagree, or perhaps you need to consult a third party to help you do something differently. Are you responsible with money and your significant other is not? Or is it the other way around, right? Right, whichever way, there's something here that we got to deal with, because we can't go forward the way we're already going forward, right? It's not bringing us prosperity and growth, right? It can also be your beliefs about yourself, about your career path, or about your money, right? Your belief systems can make or break your journey sometimes. Okay, so this can also be where you're breaking a habit, right? Even if it's a thought process, right? You're breaking that down, right? And so, changing your way of thinking, right? Or changing those little things you do can have a big impact. We've got the King of Pentacles. We like him, especially in a money and career reading, that's for sure. The Four of Wands. And the Queen of Swords. So this can certainly be, for some of you, you may have an opportunity here to enter into a higher level of commitment. This can be in your workplace, something to celebrate. Four of Wands, because it's something that plants roots and gives us stability and security. The King of Pentacles can be a very generous benefactor, and the Queen of Swords can certainly represent a really good, positive conversation. So maybe you work for a family business, you've got two bosses. One of them tends to be a little bit more logical and, is maybe like the brains behind the operation. And the other one is, tends to be quite generous and quite kind and compassionate. Not that the Queen of Swords isn't, it doesn't show it, right? This can represent an important conversation, bringing you a job opportunity of some kind, or bringing you some money into your lives. But the Four of Wands right there is known as your 1111 card. Wands, of course, represent new beginnings or improvement in our circumstances. 1111 is like amplified multiple times over, but 1111 is quite often associated with our wishes. So you could have some wishes and goals and dreams coming true. And that Four of Wands is known as the halfway to marriage card. So maybe some of you are getting engaged, you're planning a wedding, and you could have a very generous benefactor there with that King of Pentacles. You could also get some really good news, and the kings are leaders, right? So kings in a leadership position. The queens do make decisions here as well. So you could find yourself where you might have an opportunity to step into a leadership position where you have the authority and the autonomy to make some decisions. And this can be something that can bring you a little bit of extra wealth. And because that Four of Wands, it's joyous occasion, it's success, it's abundance, it can be prosperity, it can be money coming in, and it can be something really awesome. So that could be for some of you there. I do also feel that if some of you do have some sort of milestone in a personal relationship, there could be, again, someone who might step up to the plate and help you out financially there. Okay, because the King of Pentacles can be a generous benefactor of some kind, whether it's in your workplace or whether it's at home. Something there, someone may really be able to help you in some way. But I do feel that also here that you might actually get some really good news, especially about like a home. Okay, because the King of Pentacles as a person in your life can represent someone that is very successful in business. They're typically quite well off, okay, but they can as a profession be someone that deals with money or things in the material world like real estate and things like that. So sometimes this can represent a banker, a financial advisor, a real estate agent, something like that. The Queen of Swords can be very much a shrewd negotiator there. So, so there could be something here where you're making some very important decision to either purchase a home, okay, or make a significant purchase where maybe you need to take out some sort of bank loan. But with the Four of Wands right in the middle, it's something where you might go into debt, but it also at the same time brings you more stability. You can plant roots, right? Plant roots with the Four of Wands. So whether you have a personal relationship, you're deciding to move in together, let's move in together, let's find a new home, whether we're signing a lease or whether we're actually purchasing it, it can be really exciting. So there could be some really positive person that you do partner up with that can give you some really good, sound financial advice. If you're taking out a loan, this person, this person could be the banker that says yes to you, and they could also be the real estate agent that helps you secure the deal. But I do find that some of you are putting up some boundaries in your workplace or with your with your finances with a spouse here as well. Okay, and this of course also is a good outcome for you. Okay, we're talking things out, we're putting up some boundaries there, we're being a little bit more autonomous, or we're still being generous, okay, we're still being helpful, okay, but we're not going overboard with it. We know when to stop when this energy comes in. But I do feel that some of you may have some really positive job prospects coming in here as well. Or your significant other may actually have some good news regarding their job, right? So this Four of Wands in the middle can be something, it can be a celebration, it can be really good news. It can be something that is just, we want to jump for joy. It's exciting, right? Very exciting energy there for us. Okay. And there could be a couple of different people there that help you on your journey. Got the King of Swords, the Knight of Swords. Woof, look at all this air sign energy. Not surprising for you. And we've got the Knight of Wands here as well. Now, interestingly enough, this Knight of Wands is facing backwards. So again, there could be some issues from the past or something from your past that you're needing to take action on and needing to deal with. Okay. Remember, Uranus is retrograde, Saturn retrograde. So this can be something important that you need to talk about. You need to clear the air. You need to make some decisions. Okay. But it can also potentially be a second chance. The Knight of Swords. Some sort of communication, news, messages that come in. They might come in out of the blue. Okay. And it can be brought from the King of Swords, right? And the King of Swords is someone very decisive, clarity, a sense of purpose, someone's very logical, very intellectual, very wise, highly intelligent, a really good communicator, and a shrewd negotiator. So you could find someone that can help you negotiate the deal. You could reach out to somebody from your past that maybe you've dealt with before, and they can help you move forward on something for your future. It can be someone that maybe you interview with again here as well, right? So we are facing backwards there with that Knight of Wands. So that can certainly be one thing, is, you know, reviving something from the past. So again, you could have a second chance at maybe a job or something that you wanted that you didn't get the first time, or you thought it had passed you by. So it can come back around again sometimes here. But the Knight of Wands is exciting energy. We're taking action. You know, we're having an adventure. We're having fun. We're enjoying life. You know, so it can certainly be very exciting energy. It can be yours. It can be an exciting person that enters your life. Maybe someone in your workplace. So if someone quits, someone new and exciting can come in. Maybe you've got a better boss than what you had before. Whatever it happens to be, right? All in the upright for you. Now, it can also be very people-y for your month ahead, right? People. We've got 5 people coming out here for you guys. So again, your planetary ruler, Uranus, is in Gemini. Very people-y, right? Very people-y, very chatty, very social. And sometimes we can have some unexpected happenings. So, you know, if you're feeling a little bit social, or maybe you've got some sort of trade show or job fair or something that you go to in the month ahead, you could just perhaps bump into somebody from your past, an old friend, an old business colleague, whatever it happens to be. And this can be a really fortunate turn of events for you. You get to talking. What are you doing now? I haven't seen you in a million years. You know, hey, you know what? I remember I worked with you. You were pretty good. You were a pretty cool cat. Are you looking by any chance? You know, those little conversations can sometimes open up doors in unexpected ways and in unexpected paths. And then the Knight of Wands energy here is like, yes, I'm ready, going for it, right? The Knight of Wands encourage you to go for it. Okay, first we think and assess, and then we go for it. All right, but you could certainly be having some really interesting conversations, and these can be very fruitful. Now, I will say that we do have a lot of masculine energy coming out in your reading so far. Knight of Wands, masculine. Knight of Swords, masculine. King of Swords, masculine, right? King of Pentacles, masculine. Okay, so you could not just have multiple people that are really kind of influencing your month, but there's also this energy of taking the lead. Not letting life pass you by, not sitting on the sidelines. We're either taking the lead, or you might find something that puts you in a leadership position, whether you're leading a project, whether you're leading a department, whether you're big boss energy, okay? And this can be something that can be really fruitful for you, something that can be rewarding and utilizes all of your skills and talents. Now, we do have King of Swords and Queen of Swords, so we do have soulmate energy that is coming in. This can be where you're just bringing things together and you're getting your thoughts on track, and you're getting a sense of clarity, a sense of purpose, okay? And you're really making some important decisions, or your conversational skills are just very much on point as you go throughout your month. But the King and Queen of Swords can also be soulmate energy. So this can be, again, about a personal situation, right? Where maybe you're getting engaged, you're getting married, you get some sort of excitement that happens here with the Knight of Swords, right? Something that maybe happens really fast or out of left field, right? But it can certainly be really wonderful. And let's face it, that Four of Wands can be that engagement card, right? Halfway to marriage, right? Or higher level of commitment in your workplace, okay? Or to your goals and your dreams, right? So some of you are coming together with the right people. And yes, this can be a romantic relationship, soulmate energy, but it can also represent the right business partnerships or finding the right people. Remember, our soulmates aren't necessarily romantic connections. And, a lot of times they actually aren't, but our soulmates are here for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And sometimes the right people come into our lives at that right moment, and then they're gone. Because they only came here for a purpose. And so you could have somebody showing up in your life that maybe isn't meant to stay in your life for a long time, but they do their job while they're here. And again, it can be something very exciting with your money, right? And, so the King of Swords can be someone who you can really connect with, you can really converse with. They dig your vibe, they get what you're saying, they get what you're thinking, right? They're picking up what you're laying down, okay? And they can help negotiate something for you in a really positive way. Whether it's that job, that promotion, something with the bank, right? Real estate agent that helps you, close the deal on a house, that kind of thing, right? So they can be very helpful in just for a very short time, but you're glad that you connected with them. So it can be really interesting for you. But again, very people-y. Let's see what else we get. Four of Pentacles. High Priestess. And the Seven of Swords. Use your intuition for sure. Okay, your intuition is very much going to guide you and lead you. It always does. You are pretty good usually at following it, but we all second guess ourselves sometimes. So your High Priestess here can certainly be showing you that your intuition and your connection with the moon cycles throughout the next month are going to be very important. Okay, they're going to help you to navigate situations. They're going to help you see the truth. Okay, Seven of Swords. All right, always be a little bit aware with the Seven of Swords. Can't always believe everything that you see, everything that you hear, everything that you read. Okay, it can represent a little bit of doubt. It can also represent someone trying to pull the wool over your eyes, right? So, just make sure, and this is where we sometimes do need to connect with people who may be a little bit more shrewd than we are, or maybe they are adept at recognizing something that could be a little bit problematic somewhere in our world. So the King of Swords, right? He can also be like a lawyer. Okay. So, so whatever you're doing with your money, especially large sums of money, or before you sign any contractual agreements, make sure that you do get legal advice. And sometimes you can get a free little 15-minute, 20-minute consultation, maybe someone just to give something a once over. This person can be instrumental in helping you to navigate some pitfalls and loopholes, okay, that may exist somewhere, just because the Seven of Swords can sometimes be a little bit of a problem. Okay, it can represent that there's someone or something that's not quite right, and you should not necessarily blindly trust it. You need to figure out the truth. All right. But the Seven of Swords can also represent us trying to stay positive, right? Figuring out what we want and what path that we need to follow, and what direction that we need to take something in, how to navigate something. This is a winding road on this particular card, and we do have a stone, right? Is that stone in the middle of the pathway? Was she originally going straight? We do have this impasse here with this wall from one of your first cards out, right? So what did she do? She walked around it and she left the challenge or the negativity behind. So for some of you, that's what you're going to need to do, is either stay positive and stay on track, or you're going to maybe need to navigate something that's not necessarily a straight line, but you will do it, okay? The High Priestess can represent that there's something hidden as well. High Priestess is mute, okay? Doesn't really say anything. So everything's happening internal. Number one, with the High Priestess, yes, connected with the moon, connected with your intuition, but also connected with your inner wisdom, okay? Trusting yourself to make the right decisions, because the High Priestess reminds you that you have all the wisdom and the knowledge and the experiences from this lifetime and past lifetimes to make the right decisions for yourself today. All right. But this can also be that there's some knowledge that is yet to be discovered, something hidden. Okay, so hidden knowledge somewhere here. So again, there can be people around you that can help you to dive deep into something that's not quite apparent to the naked eye or to the layman. Okay, so, but there could be some sort of secrets and mysteries that do get revealed here. The High Priestess, again, doesn't really say much, and sometimes is quite secretive. Okay, so it can be that you need to operate in some way behind the scenes. Okay, you might need to be a little quiet about your plans until they are set in stone. Okay, so especially if you're like on the hunt for a new job, we don't really want to, tell our workplace about that. Or if you're working on some sort of deal of some kind, okay, you might not want to tell people about it until the ink is dry on the contract kind of thing, right? So a little hush hush might be the order of the day, because with the Seven of Swords here especially, you might not necessarily always be able to trust people to keep their mouth shut. Maybe they're not operating in a nefarious kind of way, they just got loose lips. Okay, so if you are working on something important, especially financial matters, just keep a little bit quiet, okay? It's not always a good idea to discuss our money matters with other people anyway. We've got the Four of Pentacles here though as well, so discernment with your money is going to be really important. But the Four of Pentacles also does show us that we are building a foundation and we have the ability to really feel stable and secure in our home, with our money, with our values, right? Know your values, know what you want, know your worth, okay, in this. But do be a little bit discerning with some of your money here. You might need to loosen the purse strings a little bit, okay? Or you might need to recognize that it's time to put some money away for your future. And this can be an underlying motivation for some of you here. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm getting older. I don't have a nest egg built yet. So again, you might be seeing a financial advisor to help you save. Four of Pentacles. So you can build a stronger financial foundation and future for yourself. Four of Pentacles. So let's get a final card for you guys, and let's see what we've got. And we've got love. So yeah, some of you, you've got love in the air, okay? Congratulations, by the way, if that's you. We might have let the cat out of the bag. Anyway, because the High Priestess with that Knight of Swords can be secrets revealed of some kind, okay? Very exciting. But we do have love. Love surrounds all of your connections. Move forward positively in all areas of your life. Okay, lead with your heart, your happiness, your well-being, love what you do, and the money will come, that kind of thing. Okay, but also this is card 17. 17 relates back to the star card, your card. Navigate by the stars, make a wish upon the star. The star energy does bring about success, abundance, peace, balance, harmony in your life. It also brings hope and inspiration to your situation and can be a big yes. So some of you do have a big yes that maybe is coming your way or that needs to be said. All right, but a little bit of magic maybe in the air for you guys. I'm going to leave all that there for you, Aquarius. I thank you for watching. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic month ahead, and I will see you guys later. Bye.